back for more first impressions of the winter anime season. We're going to talk about Hamatora, and we're going to talk about Pupa. We're going to do Pupa first because it's the shortest. Meaning, I don't just mean like, I don't have that much to say about it, I mean like it's literally the shortest. The episode was 4 minutes long. And I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, on the one hand, it's interesting, but like, it starts up and it's so fast-paced that, I mean, they get a lot done in the 4 minutes. I can't say that they don't use the 4 minutes well. I'm just saying, why only 4 minutes? Maybe you guys know more about it than I do. I didn't follow like the production of this particular anime very much, but that's a very questionable decision. I don't know if it's gonna keep doing this. I don't know if it's just like a one-time thing. If it's a one-time thing, that's still weird, but even weirder to keep doing the series in 4 minute increment. Do we have to wait a whole week for every episode, or can we just get like an episode every day since it's only 4 minutes? I mean, or maybe every other day or something like that. I don't know. That's weird to me. It looked great. It looked good. It was a good looking. It had a very soft color palette to it. If Pupa had used the color scheme more associated with anime, and by that very stark, very hard, harsh colors, and if you used that plus the animation that's currently using, it would look just like every other anime out there. There wouldn't be too much else visually that's unique about it. So I like the style they're going with, even if the animation is just kind of so-so. The use of colors is very interesting. But again, it's only 4 minutes. I don't have much else to say other than that. I'll keep watching it. I highly question the point of 4 minute episodes. Like, I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about Hamatora, because I have way more to talk about it with Hamatora. Hamatora is about Minimum, otherwise known as Small Miracles, is a special power that only manifests within a few select humans. And I was like, really? You could have fooled me, because every other character in this show has that power, like has a big superpower, and of course, it's independent of each person. It's very X-Men, but the problem is that X-Men had a underlying theme to it all. It had a point. Hamatora is completely pointless. And I really mean that in every way that you're probably thinking. And keep in mind, I'm basing this just off of one episode, but it feels really pointless. None of the characters act like people. They act like cartoon characters, with the exception of there is a dead guy's son who hires the main character. He hires, who is a PI. He hires the main character, and he's the only, if you watch that episode, bearing in mind he's the only normal person, it really feels like the dead guy's son is from like another show. He's from another world, and he's just like, what is wrong with you people? Why are you like this? I can see how people would think Hamatora is funny, and the humor is very subjective, I get that. And if you think it's funny, more power to you, but need to have some underlying ground of connection with the character, something that grounds you to them and connects with them. There's nothing in Hamatora that they act like aliens. They don't act like human beings at all. One of the guys is eating chicken in another guy's car, and he says, hey, you can't eat my car. And he says, okay. He opens the glove compartment and just throws the chicken in there. Who fucking does that? Looney Tunes does that. I just don't get it. Again, there's an interesting use of colors. Whenever they activate their power, it goes into like this Technicolor 70s vibe, but it's only for a few seconds, and it's just, again, there's none of them. I keep hammering on this. The characters don't act like people. They don't need to be 100% like, they don't need to be like from a Martin Scorsese movie, but for fuck's sake, one of them wears band-aids on his cheeks and on the bridge of his nose. Why? For no fuck reason whatsoever. There's another guy that wears an eye patch. It kind of makes sense later on, but it's like, what? There's another girl with a cat tail for no reason whatsoever. The two big problems is that the characters are too woo, and the other one is that the pacing is completely fuck awful. There there's no flow to any of it. It's literally just a series of things that happen, and ultimately there is relation to them all, but you're not invested in them at all, in any of the events at all, because it's only been like a few minutes again. And now we're on the reverse opposite of that. Is with Pupa, we only had 4 minutes to watch the episode. With this, we only have 26 or 24 or whatever, and that's a problem because it's a detective story that's trying to do too much. Maybe my bar is just raised too high because I just started watching Sherlock. Maybe my detective expectations are just too high, and this is the worst possible time to watch Hamatora, but I really don't think so. I think Hamatora is just not very good. It's entirely style over substance, because there's no substance to it. And the very last line of the show puts it in like a kind of like a hero spin. Like there's people with superpowers, and then now there's a serial killer that's targeting people with powers. Its characters are badly written, and the pacing is just completely ass backwards. So this was kind of a bust. I mean, I liked Pupa, but I'm really disappointed that it's only 4 minutes. I'll reserve total judgment, and I want to find out if we really have to wait a week for just another 4-minute episode, because if so, that's a huge demerit. That's a huge deal. That's almost kind of a deal breaker right there. Hamatora, I don't think I'm going to follow up on. I don't feel like I'm investing my time, really. So, I guess that's it. Hopefully, so far, this season's kind of a bust. The only one that's really been like, yeah, was Space Dandy, and that was great. But we'll see. We've got Nobunagan and Strange Plus coming up next. So, we'll see how that is. Until then, I'll see you guys then.